Hi. Mock feedback for the first question, your urban question. The graph completion generally fine. The second part, number 2, the answer was 2.8 billion, but you needed to have the billion, otherwise you couldn't get the mark. Number 3, megacities in LICs and NEEs are increasing. The number of them are increasing due to high levels of rural-urban migration. Owing to push and pull factors, and at this point you give a couple of examples, what's making them leave, what's pulling them to the megacities, and this causes cities to grow, more and more cities to grow over 10 million and beyond. Many of the migrants are young adults, causing an increase in birth rate, adding to population growth. Number 4, the grid reference was 5665. Number 5, the distance was 2 kilometres. Number 6, an express bus service will take cars off the road. The point you missed out
to the bus service skill.
Was...
You can say, for example...
Alexa, stop. The point you missed out...
Bye.
The point you missed out was why does it take cars off the road? So many of you said it takes cars off the road, less congestion. Why does it take cars off the road? The express bus service is quicker, potentially cheaper, and less stressful than driving with no parking concerns. Therefore, fewer cars on the road mean less congestion. Number 7, social deprivation. Check your definition, your understanding of the term social deprivation. It is the degree to which a person or community lacks the things that are essential for a decent life, including work, money, housing and services. So, the Central Government Action Plan built 500 new homes. These homes are modern, clean, well built, nicer to live in, improving the standards of living, lowering levels of deprivation. The Central Government Action Plan developed 2 new hospitals, improving access to health services for local people and potentially having a knock-on effect, improving their health and life expectancy. Both of these things tend to be lower in deprived areas such as Newham. Restoration of the buildings instills a sense of pride and improves the feel of an area, making it more attractive, and this potentially leads to inward investment, people investing in the area, businesses investing, and that leads to job creation, all of which lowers the level of deprivation, raises the standard of living and the quality of life. Number 8, sustainability. You all did really well. In the main, you did really well. Lots of 4s because you picked all of the environmental sustainability things. Crucially, you needed to discuss more than environmental sustainability. Revisit the definition and the components of what make sustainable urban living. It is bigger than just reducing CO2 levels. You missed some of the social and economic aspects, and you focused too heavily on the recycling and the cycle tracks and linking that to CO2. Pure environment, sustainability is bigger than that. Why are the parks good? Why are allotments beneficial? You need to think about community, health, well-being. Why is the medical centre good? So you need to go broader than just environmental sustainability, because sustainable urban living has several facets. Last one, number 1.9. Your urban planning strategy is Vision Mumbai. And Vision Mumbai has 4 components: the slums programme, resettlement and incremental housing. For at least 2 of those, I would go with sanitation and resettlement. You need to briefly, a sentence, describe it, say how it works, and then crucially, how effective is that at improving the quality of life for the urban poor? What does the sanitation project do to improve the quality of life? How effective is it at that? Yes, there were toilets built, can't remember how many. Is that enough? Is that enough to make a massive difference to these 1 million people? So there's an evaluation in there. Yes, it's good. It's really good, because sanitation, clean water, not mixing the sewage means less cholera, less typhoid, increasing health, ability to work, etc. You can go to school, etc. Is it enough? Is the slum sanitation programme enough to really have a major impact on the quality of life of the urban poor. Resettlement, so resettling them into those tower blocks of flats. How does it help? What's good about it? It does do some good stuff. What are the negatives of that? So you're evaluating that scheme, but how does it improve the quality of life of the urban poor? Use the phrases from the question. I think it's a good opportunity to, as part of your evaluation of resettlement, to link to incremental housing. Could this be better in some ways? But crucially, incremental housing is slower. It needs the people on board. It potentially needs local organisation, which is difficult to get. So there might well be an alternative to resettlement, but is it effective? Is it big enough? Does it work well enough? And then to finish it off as the evaluation, I think migration is so quick, is so rapid, is so enormous. It's like one person per minute, I think, to Mumbai. Is it possible to keep up with that level of rural-urban migration? And so are we fighting a tide that can't be held back? Can we do it quick enough? Or can Mumbai authorities do it quick enough? Is there enough money? Is it money well spent? Dharavi certainly has lots of positives to talk of. So is it even necessary, or there are elements to it? So I would go with sanitation. How does it help? How effective is it? Like, what's the good and what are the negatives there? Resettlement, how does it help? Is it effective? Positives, negatives, and then link to incremental housing. And then just finish off sentence about, migration is so fast. Can any urban planning strategy keep pace with the incoming numbers of migrants?